Today, Ubaldo Jimenez takes the mound for Colorado. The all-star starter has been dominant all season with a 16-2 record. Rookie standout Madison Bumgarner looks to pitch the Giants to a sweep of the Rockies in Game 2 of the series. Next. We've got afternoon baseball here in Denver. We're at Coors Field for the final game of this short two-game series, Giants and Rockies. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, a nice win for the Giants last night as they shut out the Rockies 10-0. They're going to have their work cut out for them today because they're facing Ubaldo Jimenez.
Well, Ubaldo Jimenez is a guy with great stuff, and he can be electric. He's a 16-game winner coming into this game. But you can't discount his opponent either. Madison Bumgarner has not had a bad start in his young career. And I never thought I'd say this, but here we are at Coors Field, and the story today, it's all about pitching. Well,
Bruce Bochy liked his lineup last night. It's the same lineup in there today. All right, when we come back, last night, Jonathan Sanchez struck out 7 in a row. We're going to take a look at that right after this.
Giants Baseball is brought to you by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Toyota. Say yes to amazing deals on your favorite Toyotas. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Yes.
Beautiful afternoon here in Denver for the final game of this short two-game series. Last night, a big win for the Giants. They beat the Rockies 10-0. And Jonathan Sanchez, well, he made Giants history. Most consecutive batters retired by a strikeout. 7. Juan Marichal did it in 1964, and Jonathan Sanchez did it in the game last night.
Well, let's take a look at him. It's our forward right choice. It all started off with the catcher, Miguel Olivo. And this is the first out in the second inning. And big high fastball he chases. Then Brad Hopp, see you later on a take on a fastball. Then Barmas goes down. Then pitcher Aaron Cook. Then Ryan Spilborghs, the leadoff hitter. Todd Helton ends it out there in the third. And then the leadoff was a foul tip into the glove of Buster Posey. 7 in a row by Jonathan Sanchez. And that ties a franchise record in San Francisco. And that's our forward right choice.
It was pretty cool, I got to tell you. That's right, Buster Posey's in the lineup, so's Todd Helton. When we come back, we'll have lineup's first pitch next. Back at Coors Field, where we're waiting for the Rockies to take the field. This will be the final game of this series. Giants winning last night 10-0. Our game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 80 degrees here at the yard. We got light winds at 6 miles per hour. Humidity 47%. There are some clouds around, but mostly sunny. Giants pounded out 19 hits in the win last night. Considering the fine start by Jonathan Sanchez, the offense did their job. Let's take a look at Bruce Bochy's lineup, and it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Andres Torres in the leadoff spot. Andres Torres, 3 hits last night. Freddie Sanchez hitting second. He had a home run. Aubrey Huff in the third slot. Then Buster Posey. He had 3 hits last night. Followed by Pat Burrell. He had a home run. Then Travis Ishikawa. Take a look at Ishikawa, who had 3 hits last night. Pablo Sandoval, lifetime numbers against Jimenez, outstanding. Edgar Renteria will hit 8th, and pitching and batting 9th, Madison Bumgarner.
All right, what do you say we take a look at the defense for the Colorado Rockies? It'll be Spilborghs, Gonzalez, and Hopp. That is the outfield with a great arm in right field. In fact, you got pretty good arms across the board with this bunch. Tulowitzki Mora on the left side of the infield. Tulowitzki, one of the best arms for shortstops in the National League. Barmas and Helton on the right side. Chris Iannetta will do the catching. And on the mound today for these Colorado Rockies will be Ubaldo Jimenez. And what a story he has been this year. The starting pitcher for the National League in the All-Star game this year. He comes into today's ball game with a 16-2 record. He needs one more win to tie the franchise record for most wins in a single season. ERA 2.67, 126 strikeouts and 58 walks. What he does is he mixes 4 good pitches and a fastball that'll go 95 to 100 miles an hour. The 4 pitches, or the 3 pitches along with the fastball, or a slider, a curveball, and a split, and everything can strike you out. And when he has it going, he can corner pitch with the fastball at that high velocity. Take a look at our Toyota keys to the game. And we think one of the keys is going to be the Panda-Ubaldo matchup. Pablo Sandoval, 10 for 25 lifetime with 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. How he fares today could determine the outcome of this game. Number 2, you've got to grind Ubaldo. When he's got stuff like that, you can't go up there and be hacking at the first pitch. You got to try and get pitches out of him. You got to try and run that pitch count up, and you got to try and get him out of the game early. And the thing that the Giants have done so well since their last trip here in Colorado, they have had great 2-out magic, and that is going to be the key for them today, and that is going to be the key for them the rest of the season. That's our Toyota keys to the game.
Andres Torres hit a home run to straightaway center field last night. He did it in the 9th inning. And the little guy, who is pretty strong, went to the deepest part of the yard.
Well, you looked into the Rocky dugout when he took that swing of the bat, and there was a lot of guys just in awe, shaking their heads, because he is a dynamite package.
First pitch of the ball game is a called strike. So we get underway at 112. Chop foul, and it's 0-2. Torres went 3 for 6 last night to put that average at 289. And he fouls that breaking ball away, and it stays 0-2. Giants have won 4 in a row. With San Diego losing last night, they're a game back. Fastball is high at 96, and it's 1-2. Freddie Sanchez to follow. 2-2, called by home plate umpire Greg Gibson behind the dish. Two-two offering to Andres Torres, and Torres just got a piece of it. I guess not. Greg Gibson says you're out. And Bruce Bochy is coming out immediately. And right off the bat, the first hitter, we got a problem.
Now, Greg Gibson obviously didn't hear it. And I don't think the skipper's buying it. Greg Gibson is an umpire that generally will look for strikes. I mean, he keeps games moving because of his strike zone, and it's a good zone. It's a good zone to pitch to. Let's see if we can hear anything. He did foul it.
Yeah.
You can absolutely see it change directions.
Sanchez bounces this one to short, and Tulowitzki will throw him out. 2 down. So here's Aubrey Huff. Aubrey Huff at .310 with 20 home runs, 65 driven in, 2 for 5 in the game last night. Does not have a hit lifetime against Jimenez.
Let's take a look on Exmo, and you can see the contact being made. Just ticked the end of the bat. That's a foul ball. He should still be hit.
One ball and 1 strike. Aubrey Huff having a tremendous season. So is that guy. Buster Posey on deck. Just underway here in Denver. Chop foul to even the count at 2-2.
I mean, that's the thing about Ubaldo, I think, that kind of sets him apart from other power pitchers. A lot of times power pitchers get down the count 2-0, 3-1, and they're going to come at you with their fastball. But this guy is not predictable to it, even though it goes 95 to 99 miles per hour. He'll throw any one of the 4 pitches. And you just saw it there in a 2-1.
That's at 98. You can't hit that. You got to take it.
You try and swing at that, you're going to break your bat in about 14 different places.
Foul at the plate. I think Iannetta got dinged on that last pitch. It's 3-2, and now the trainer's coming out.
I think it got him on the tricep or the elbow, the left arm.
So Jim Tracy's out. Aubrey Huff's leaning in.
And at that velocity, it doesn't take much. If you catch something on the meat, you're going to feel it big times.
Huff's going to take a walk back to Buster Posey. Strap it up. That's what catchers do.
Yeah, they're a different breed, no question about it. So Aubrey Huff gonna go at it here, 3-2 and 2 outs.
Into left center field, and it's going to fall in front of Spilborghs, who is playing really deep. And Buster Posey's going to bat.
That's what the Giants have done. I mean, with 2 outs, they are a threat. One more time to see where Iannetta got it. Right on the wrist.
Posey 0 for 4 in his 4 at-bats lifetime against Jimenez. And he takes this pitch down low. 1 ball and no strikes, just underway. Beautiful afternoon. Posey skies this one to right. Brad Hawk coming in, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. After 1, Giants nothing. Rockies coming up. 0-0. Rockies are coming up here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Let's take a look at Jim Tracy's lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Spilborghs, Helton, and then Gonzalez. And over his last 8 games, terrific. Actually, terrific all year. Tulowitzki, the cleanup hitter, then Mora, Iannetta, followed by Hop, Barmas, and Jimenez.
Defensively, the Giants are going to set it up with Burrell, Torres, and Huff. That's your outfield. The Water Buffalo defense with Burrell and Huff at the corners, as so nicknamed by Pat Burrell. Renteria, Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Sanchez, Ishikawa on the right side. Buster Posey behind the plate. And on the hill today for the Giants will be Madison Bumgarner. Bumgarner making start number 8 in his young career. He has not had a bad start, and these are his numbers. 3-to-1 strikeout walk ratio, 41 hits allowed in 46 2/3. He's a 4-pitch guy: fastball, curveball, slider, more of a cutter, and a changeup, and he'll throw them all anytime. A lot of confidence and a good, solid mean streak in this young man.
Spilborghs standing in. He will lead it off. 0 for 2 yesterday, 0 for 3 in his at-bats lifetime against Bumgarner. Fouled out of play to even the count. That's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Just inside. Bumgarner started against these Rockies on July 1st, and he took the loss. He went 7 innings. Out of play to make it 2-2. Allowed 9 hits, 3 earned runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. And Spilborgh's just got a piece of that breaking ball. That was not his first start of the year. The start prior to that one was against the Red Sox at home. That was Bumgarner's first start. Now timeout is called. In his 7 starts, he's got a decision in every one of them. He went loss, and then 4 straight wins, and then a loss in his last start. Just outside, and now it's 3-2. He had 11 strikeouts. Check that. He had 5 strikeouts in his last start. 3-2 pitch to Spilborgh's is fouled down the right field line and out of play. His shortest outing of any of his starts, 5 2/3 in LA, where he picked up a win. Another payoff pitch on the ground to short. Renteria has it. Renteria to Ishikawa. 1 out.
Well, that's really one of the things about Madison Bumgarner that we're finding out is that he gets a lot of ground balls. And you get a lot of ground balls with late movement. And late movement means good finish on your pitches. And here in a 3-2 against a guy you can't afford to walk, he puts a challenge fastball on, he gets a ground ball.
Here's Helton. Helton takes a strike on the outside corner. Helton, first game back after being on the DL was last night. He singled in his first at bat, and it was one of the 3 hits that Sanchez gave up. Here he floats one out to left field, and that'll be a hit.
How many times have we seen that against a left-handed hitter?
A lot.
Left-handed pitcher, rather. And it's really been his signature. And every time he does it, you know, we almost sound repetitive because we point out, watch the solid front side as he plants a front foot. There's 0 give, great coverage, and I think he looks away. And he does not have any intention whatsoever to pull. He lets the ball get deep, and he just throws it the opposite way. He's done it his whole career.
Here's Carlos Gonzalez. 0 for 4 last night. He had a strikeout. But what a fine season this young man is having. In that start for Bumgarner on the 1st of July here, Gonzalez hit a home run off of the Giants lefty. High down the left field line. This should get into the seats. It does, as Pat Burrell gives chase. Good move.
Nicely done. Does it with a kiss. I'm impressed. Of course, if you have a T-shirt that has a state flag of Colorado on it, you know, there are certain expectations that go with that T-shirt.
Gonzalez takes high, 1 and 2.
Oh yeah.
Look at, now they all want to talk to him. Yeah, that was a good catch. Yeah, I know. Done it before.
He's the hit of the party.
Got him. Gonzalez way out in front.
That's great use of a 1-2 count. Drop this thing down at a different speed. You get him reaching, and he chases, and that is a fisherman going fishing. You can see just how far he missed that by, and it's right there in your target is you're trying to bounce it on home plate. That's what you're aiming at. You can see that he made a perfect pitch just about. Didn't quite bounce it on home plate, but got the job done.
Here's Tulowitzki. First pitch strike. Tulowitzki at 302 with 9 home runs, 41 RBIs. 0 for 3 last night with a walk and a strikeout. Lifts this one to right. Aubrey Huff may not get there. He does not, but he does get it on a hop, and he immediately gets it back into the infield.
Well, it's a bad break base hit, but it's a good break hop that allowed Aubrey Huff to get the ball back in and preventing Todd Helton from scoring. Helton does not run well, but if this ball stays down and doesn't come up for Huff, it would have been a score for Helton just because of where the ball was in right field.
And that's what Huff's job is. Get it and just get it back into the infield and let the middle infielder worry about it. Mora at 282 with a couple of home runs, 21 RBIs. And he takes the pitch low and in. 1 for 4 last night. He doubled into right center field.
Mora with the one sleeve look.
Yeah. That would not fly with one of our old managers.
Frank Robinson would not play that game.
That fastball evens the count to Melvin Mora. Helton at third, Tulowitzki at second. Fouled. Look out. Right past Tim Flannery. I can't do that to Flan. I can do it to Effelt, though. Ugly finder.
Looked like a turkey looking over a log there for a second. All right, let's check out the ugly finder. Where to go? Dave Greshner, the Giants trainer.
And it's the guys on the back bench you got to worry about.
There you go. That's how you defend against it.
Torres is going to get there to make the catch. Rocky strand a pair. Ugly finder. Well, the Cubs are in town for their only visit next week to AT&T Park. What's the dynamic deal of the week? View reserved left field tickets for all 4 games. $12. That's right, only $12. So take advantage of the dynamic deal of the week. Go to sfgiants.com. Here's Pat Burrell. Burrell looks at a strike. Burrell, Ishikawa, Sandoval. Jimenez working just about as quickly as you can as he gets that ball back. And he does not waste any time. Burrell hit a long home run, his 7th of the year, off of Aaron Cook in the game yesterday. He's 1 for 3 lifetime against Jimenez. In tight, 3-1. So Burrell will make you work. And the walk. Last night we talked about the ownage that Burrell had on Aaron Cook, and he did not disappoint.
Hanging slider at the belt, see you later, and it was a big boy home run, which is what he hits.
Here's Ishikawa. Ishikawa had a grand slam off of Jimenez the last time the Giants were in town. Ishikawa goes the other way for Spilborghs. And on one pitch, Ishikawa retired.
Let's take a look at our Bloomberg Sports graphic. It involves Ubaldo Jimenez and his ERA this year, and it got down as low as 0.78, but that was at the end of May, right there at the beginning of June, and you can see it's climbed back up to 2.67. Nothing to apologize as you're in August and your ERA is 2.67. But since that 0.78, his ERA the last 10 starts, 5.16.
Here's Sandoval, 10 for 25 lifetime. He's actually hit for the cycle against Jimenez. And he takes one just outside. He had 2 hits last night. He got 2 hits in his first 2 at bats. He ended up going 2 for 5. Renteria on deck, and it's very high, and it's 2-0. Sandoval going with the one sleeve.
What's up with the one sleeve all of a sudden?
I don't know.
I can see if you got drilled on the arm, you want to make it a little more comfortable. Not that it helps a lot, but it does help a little.
3-0. Renteria to follow. Top of the second inning. There's a strike. Sandoval is going to swing out of his shoes if this pitch is close. Three and 2.
96 to right across the chest. You can see they place it right there high above the belt. And just a little bit of an uppercut. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to flatten that swing out up top. It hasn't been easy.
Runner goes, foul back. It's a little bit of a risky move for Bruce Bochy, knowing that if Sandoval takes a strike or swings and misses, Burrell's going to be out.
Yeah, Burrell does not run well. He's below average speed. And you're right. You got a strikeout guy out there, Ubaldo, with great stuff, and you're betting on contact.
Burrell goes, swing and a miss, throw down to second, double play. Bottom of the second coming up. No score.
Well, the Giants leave Colorado after the game today and head southeast to Atlanta. And you can see tomorrow's game as game 1 of a series of 4 against the Atlanta Braves. You'll see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area pregame live at 3:30. Tomorrow will be Tim Lincecum opening up against Jared Jurgens. And there is tomorrow night's starting pitcher. And would love to have you with us as the road trip continues.
Here's Iannetta. What did he say to us when he crossed the broadcasters on the bus this morning?
Hey,
good morning, old guys.
Morning, old guys. And he looked right at Dave Fleming.
Iannetta takes high, 1 ball.
And Dave Fleming was not happy about that.
Gave him the stink eye. Iannetta, for whatever reason, a 1-1 emergency swing.
Well,
he's hitting .213, 7 home runs, 17 RBIs. Bottom of the second. On the ground, diving is Sandoval. He gets up. He throws very high. And aboard is Iannetta. Sandoval got half the play right.
Well, he always seems to make one scintillating defensive effort here in Coors Field. And he does it again here, going to his belly. Not a whole lot of time to get to it. Gets up, and there's the other half of the play. Just airmails Ishikawa. And watch the hustle on Freddie Sanchez as he gets over to back the play up. It's what you have to do if you're a second baseman. It's a tip for all you young infielders. Every play you have an assignment of where to go and what to do.
Now look at it this way. Sandoval saved an extra 90 feet. It ends up being an infield hit. As Brad Hopp takes a pitch, 1 ball and no strikes. And that evens the count.
It's got really an unusual hitch. If you watch Brad Hopp, he's got a little timing mechanism where he'll tap the foot, he'll shake the bat, but then he really gets up high off that front foot and loads up his backside. And watch him raise that front leg.
A little tardy on that 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
2 times in a row that Bumgarner's throwing the ball right by him. You can see the loop in his swing. He's got an uppercut. He's got a swing built for breaking balls and low fastballs. Ooh, like that.
Yeah, that was wheelhouse. A slider, an 83-mile-an-hour slider.
I mean, I have no problem with that pitch, but in a 1-2 count, you do not want to get near that strike zone. It's got to be below or wide. Because this guy, I mean, he can hit the ball as far as anybody on this team.
And that's a high fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball, and now it's 3-2. So Bumgarner's gone as far as he can go with Barmas on deck.
Be interesting to see if Jim Tracy, the skipper for the Rockies, starts Iannetta at first base on this 3-2 count.
He does. A one-handed swing out to right field, and Aubrey Huff is going to track it down.
I don't know why, but that swing scared me.
It did. I mean, it's down the line where it's 350.
We're just too conditioned to Coors Field. Kind of looked like the Nafi Perez swing that he took against Rob Nin back in 1998.
Right.
It forced a 1-game playoff in Chicago.
And a balk has been called. And Bruce Bochy wants to go out and argue. He's asking Gibson, he said, how can you see it? He said, shouldn't that be the first base umpire?
Well, if he brings his hands down and he doesn't come to a stop, I mean, you can see that as a first baseman.
Well, no, he pointed to his leg.
If he's pointing to his leg, then that should come from the first baseman.
And a strike to Barmas.
I don't see it. I can see why Bochy's upset about it.
Barmas 2 for 3.
Watch the right leg. He just said he stepped too far towards home, and that is something that the umpire at home can see.
Who's it going to be? It's going to be Sanchez on the duck snort.
If you were to draw an imaginary line halfway between home and first that went from the pitcher's mound, you have to step on the first base side as you're throwing to first base. If you stepped on the home side, and then throw to first base, then that's a balk, and that's what he was called on. And in watching the replay from that angle, it definitely was something that the home plate umpire could call, and I agree with the call. It was a balk. Bumgarner, he'll dangle the line. He's very good, very deceptive.
Jimenez, who takes low.
I think Bumgarner's got some of the best moves on the entire Giants staff.
So what was wrong? What was wrong with having the line out there like they used to? Out of play.
Well, it was kind of like the back line of a batter's box, which gets scratched out about 2 hitters into the game. Guys would go down and they'd kick the line. They'd kick it, the chalk line all apart. Then it'd look ugly. It'd just be a big blotch of white out there.
So it was really good in the first inning.
Yeah, it was great the first inning, start of the game.
Jimenez right over Don Baylor, 1-2.
Well, we've seen enough balls whistle in the dugouts. We've had enough of them. And if nobody gets hurt, Jeremy Affeldt played with a lot of these guys of the Rockies here in Colorado. So he knows them well enough to hoot on them if there's an ugly finder going in their dugout.
Spins that breaking ball. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Foul. So Jimenez making Bumgarner work. This will be pitch number 40 for the Giants' young lefty. At second base is Iannetta, and it's now 3-2. Coming over, and it's a foul ball.
Whew, not by much. All right, how foul was it? Oh, about a ball and a half. That is close. I'm going to interpret it as a good break for the Giants.
Yeah. Bumgarner's had to work in the first inning, and he's had to work here in the second. A lot of pitches. Slowly hit. Sanchez with the backhand flip, and that was dangerous. Jimenez is going to beat it out, and Ishikawa, credit him with keeping the ball in the area. If Sanchez flips that ball by Ishikawa, the Rockies have a run.
A swinging bunt just gets past Bumgarner. Is going to be a very difficult play. There's the try from Freddie Sanchez, and really the effort from Ishikawa is superb. If it gets by him, it's a run and possibly a runner at third base. But they preserve the scenario, and Bumgarner still has a chance to work out of it without allowing a run.
Spilborgh's bounced out to Renteria in the first. One ball and no strikes. That's Iannetta, and you just saw Jimenez. Lined to left. base hit. Jimenez is trying, and now Renteria has got it. His throw home is cut off, and now they've got Spilborghs as he was trying to get to third. And the Rockies take a 2-0 lead on the base hit by Ryan Spilborghs. So a couple of infield hits and a double, and it's 2-0 Rockies.
All right, check out Sportsnet Central tonight at 6 p.m. You'll see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Join Dave Binns and Jamie Sire as they recap this one. They'll highlight the A's Royals, and they'll give you an updated report from the 49ers camp. All and more tonight, 6 p.m. Sportsnet Central. Oh, yeah.
Well, congratulations to Bake and Selena Krukow. We'll congratulate them first. Born this morning was Cohen Reed Krukow, 6 pounds, 7 ounces. And then I'll congratulate my partner. You didn't do anything except raise that Baker kid, and you did a good job with him. Congratulations.
Well, thanks, partner.
Good job.
Thanks. We're pretty excited about it.
You should be.
And I haven't seen my wife this excited for a long time. She got to be there, and everybody's doing well. So they're a little tired, as you can imagine. She was in labor for a long time. Born this morning at 7 o'clock. So we're all pumped. And the thing that's been fun to watch is Bake's 3 other brothers and his sister, the way they've all handled this. This has been very entertaining. So babies are good things.
Yes, they are.
Especially grandbabies.
Here's Renteria. Iannetta went out to give Jimenez a little more time after running the bases as Renteria takes a belt-high strike. Renteria, Bumgarner, and then Andres Torres. Oh my goodness.
Well, when you get buzzed by a fastball at the big league level, you're never happy about it. But when a guy's got 96 and above beyond it, you know, it gets the attention of the dugout. And I guarantee right now in the Giants dugout, it's very quiet. And this is right up there around the shoulders. I mean, if it was above the shoulders, it would have been even worse.
Greg Gibson is, if to say, I can't call a strike after you threw that last one.
And I like umpires that do that. If I was an umpire, I'd be the same way. Strike zone would get a little smaller.
Out of play, 2-2. Trying to think, anything weird happened last night? I don't think so. And that time, Renteria does not get the call.
Well, that qualifies as a rough at bat. And while Edgar heads back to the Giants dugout, I want to remind you that Bloomberg Sports, the leader in data analysis, has developed an analytical product being used by baseball clubs. And there's also a product for fans. You can improve your fantasy play or track your favorite player and team. All you have to do is go to BloombergSports.com for details.
Here's Bumgarner. 3 for 19 on the year for the kid.
Well, before the season is up, he will hit a home run. Not just a small one either.
1-2.
But he is discovering something up here that a lot of guys have discovered before him. Big league breaking balls.
Strikeout number 4.
All right, now it's time for the Pacific Specialty Poll question. You can log on to csnbayarea.com and to vote. You can view the poll results, watch Giants post-game live. That's where you'll find your answers. And here is that question today.
Andres Torres struck out in the first inning. 2-0 Rockies. Pretty nice afternoon crowd here at Coors Field. 1-2. Last night a good crowd. They had over 43,000 last night.
Well, this batch of Rockies, this current team in the last couple of years have really done wonders to bring this fan base back to Coors Field.
Jimenez strikes out the side. Bumgarner coming back out. 2-0 Rockies.
Well, it's shaping up to be one of the best series of the year. The Padres are coming to San Francisco on Saturday, August 14th. It is Bruce Bochy bobblehead day. First 20,000 fans are going to get a Bruce Bochy bobblehead presented by Grapes of California. Go to sfgiants.com for details.
Here's Helton. Helton takes a pitch low and away. Helton with a opposite field bloop single in the first. Gonzalez and then Tulowitzki. Alex Rodriguez hit his 600th today.
Congratulations. He's in a unique club.
3-1. So Bumgarner not as sharp as he usually is as far as pounding the strike zone.
Hey Rod, the youngest guy to ever reach the 600 home run plateau.
Sanchez on to Ishikawa. Helton retired. And that'll bring up Gonzalez. Gonzalez struck out in the first, the only strikeout that Madison Bumgarner has in this game. He hasn't walked anybody. Big breaking ball for strike one.
Yeah, that kind of low three-quarter delivery and that little bit of a crossover step, that big breaking ball starts off right at the right shoulder of a left-handed hitter. He cannot be an easy guy to hit left-handed.
Out of play.
Come back with knee-high paint, outside corner at 92. That's the big leagues. So watch the motion. High leg kick, a little bit of a crossover step. Strong.
Gonzalez out again. Buster Posey will track it down. And that'll bring up Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki doubled down the right field line in the first inning.
Kind of a happy birthday hit.
Yeah, we'll take it. Bunts through this one, and it's 0-1.
See, anytime a cleanup hitter does that, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Guy can hit the ball at the ballpark. You got to swing the bat. I'm sorry. I mean, unless you're down by 3 runs, it's the 9th inning. You're looking for base runners.
Bumgarner knocks it down, cannot pick it up, and it'll be an infield hit for Tulowitzki, I think.
Yeah, they can't get one in on that. That's a base hit. Just off balance, pokes it, and then it becomes a stress play. And Bumgarner trying to be a little creative here, sliding into it. If he'd have come up with a grip on the ball, it would have been interesting to see if he'd been able to get a throw over.
Mora takes a strike. He hit a fly ball to Andres Torres to end the first inning. Very high down the left field line. Burrell over by the seats, and Burrell cannot reach in and get it. So it's out of play. Oh, 0-2 to Mora.
Goosed it over the head of Ishikawa.
Well, you know what he's thinking about.
He's that Bach really messed with him because now he's really exaggerating his step towards first base. You could almost see him look down at his right foot as he was stepping towards Ishikawa.
1-2 to Melvin Mora. And a shot past Edgar Renteria for a base hit. Tulowitzki gambles, and Sanchez cut it off.
Well, it looked to be a pretty easy inning with 2 quick outs and a comebacker that Bumgarner was not able to make a play on. Now all of a sudden becomes a stress inning with a 2-out knock by Mora. Good 2-strike hitting by Melvin Mora, and he sets it up for Chris Iannetta. And Iannetta loves hitting off lefties.
It went down the line that Sandoval made a great diving play on, but then he could not make a good throw. Bumgarner really planted that pitch in on Iannetta, and it's 0-1. Low. 7 hits for Colorado. 2 runs on 7 hits. It has been a stressful inning, every inning, for Madison Bumgarner. Good pitch to make it 1-2.
That's one of the best breaking balls he's thrown today.
On the ground to Renteria, and Edgar Renteria goes the short way to end the inning. No runs, a couple of hits, 2 left, through 3, 2-0 Rockies. Here's our trivia question, brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. On this date in 2007, Barry Bonds hit career home run number 755. Can you name the only current Giant to appear in that game? That was hit at Petco Park. Freddie Sanchez takes a pitch down low. Sanchez, Huff, Posey. Good spot in the lineup for the Giants against Ubaldo Jimenez, who has 5 strikeouts. And he's got 4 in a row.
4 in a row. And he can do that. But he's getting all pitches over. Good luck. When you throw 98 miles an hour, it's just so hard to look away from the fastball until you get to 2 strikes.
Chop foul. Well, Sanchez took 2 fastballs. I can only imagine he had to have been looking for something other than a fastball. This was last night.
Inside fastball, hit his 2nd home run of the year. This was a big potato, about halfway up the bleachers. I mean, you had great lifetime success against Nolan Ryan. But, I mean, did you ever look at anything other than a fastball until you got to 2 strikes?
I don't think I ever got a hit off his breaking ball, ever.
Yeah.
Little fish job. Barmes is not going to get it. And Sanchez with a leadoff single.
And that's the start they've been looking for.
So now you've got Jimenez in the stretch with the big fellas coming up. Huff looped one into left field for a base hit in the 1st inning. Up and in, 1 ball and no strikes.
Be interesting to see what the Giants do this time through it. Type of adjustments they make, having hit off of Jimenez once. There it is again, a 1-0 breaking ball to even the count.
Yeah, it's not likely Huff was looking for that.
No, you can't. You've got to cheat to get started early on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball anyway. So on a 1-0 count, you're not going to be thinking breaking ball.
Well, he might look for it here. Nah. And he got it.
Another breaking ball.
So he's showing Huff the fastball and he's throwing the breaking balls for strikes.
Huff thought that last breaking ball was high too at the belt. So I say Gibson look for strikes. He's got a pretty big zone. I mean, he's kind of pitching backwards. He's trying to get to the strike 2 with off-speed stuff, and when he gets to the strike 2, then he heats you up.
Double play ball. Barmes to Tulowitzki. Not in time as Huff beats it out. See if Barmes maybe charges this a little bit. Might have made the difference. He kind of waited for that ball to get to him. That's why.
You've got a great arm with Tulowitzki.
So he waited.
And there's the weight you're talking about. Everything was good there, but he allowed the ball to get to him, and that was a very close play at first.
Here's Posey. Posey had a good swing as he fouls it back. Pat Burrell to follow. 2-0 Rockies here in the 4th. One and two.
2 types of fastball, a 4-seam fastball, a 2-seam fastball. He just used the 2-seam on the backside with a little backdoor sinker. That type of velocity, those type of movements, it's not altogether fair.
2-2 to Buster Posey. After the game, the Giants will be headed to Atlanta. We'll be partying in Buckhead tonight.
Oh yeah, we will.
All we need is a theme. Posey, right center field. Gonzalez has got a beat on it. 2 outs. Here's Pat Burrell. Ted Lilly made Ned Colletti happy, huh?
Ted Lilly just acquired by the Dodgers, made his first start last night, went 7 strong innings against the Padres, was the winning pitcher in a 2-1 victory. So the Dodgers slowed the Padres down.
Burrow walked in the second.
Giants fans looking for runs.
Ball was belt high on that breaking ball.
1-0 breaking ball. I've seen it all day. When he gets behind the count, he flops that little slider over. It's like stealing candy.
Pulled foul. It's 1-2. A happy home. Nice block by Iannetta. That was textbook.
All you have to do is keep it in front of you. You see the glove drop down, cover up the hole between the legs, body hunch over, you think soft. If you kill it in front, you'll freeze that runner. Next pitch for Ubaldo Jimenez will be number 66. So the Giants have done a pretty good job of getting pitches out of Jimenez.
Huff goes. Burrow lines it foul right over Tim Flannery.
Their off-speed pitch. He just has not been predictable to the fastball at all today. There you see the pitch count.
Huff goes. He walked him.
Nice take, nice at bat, and it runs the pitch count up. It extends the inning, and it gets Travis Ishikawa up against a guy who he sees well.
This was the grand slam on July 3rd.
Well, it is the hot part of the yard, right out there by 375. That's where you get the most carry. And afterwards, Ishikawa said, "You know, I didn't get all of it." I was a little surprised.
He didn't think it was a home run, and neither did Jimenez. Ishikawa on one pitch hit a fly ball to left field in the second. Party on that fastball, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, he got what he's looking for. He was looking for gas, got it, put a good swing on it. .97, you can see the runner gets at second base, and all of a sudden the reach back velocity comes out. And the beauty about this inning, Kuiper, sorry, is that you're getting more pitches out of Jimenez.
Two balls and a strike. The appeal denied.
As well it should have been.
Ishikawa can now sit on another fastball. Fouls it out of play.
Good rip. He's on it at 98.
Huff at second. Burrow at first. Ishikawa chasing a pitch out of the strike zone, and it remains 2-0.
All right, we're going to ask and answer our trivia question. It's brought to you by AT&T Rethink Possible. On this date, 2007, Barry Bonds hit career home run number 755. Can you name the only current Giant to appear in that game? Our survey said Jonathan Sanchez. 3 innings pitched in relief. In the final, the Padres pulled it out in 12, 3-2.
Here's Brad Hopp. Well, let me just speak on behalf of both of us. We stunk on that one.
Yeah, we weren't even close.
2-0 Rockies.
For those of you who got the question, we tip our cap.
Big fella's here. Yeah, he likes it here. He had a few home runs in this park.
Barry Bonds did, but not the first couple of years.
2-1 to Brad Hopp. Hopp hit a fly ball to right field in the second.
Now this becomes a pretty big pitch because Bumgarner has struggled for 3 innings. He has not had a 1-2-3 inning. The pitch count is starting to become an issue. This will be number 67.
Barmas on deck, and then Jimenez. Big swing by Brad Hopp, and it remains 3-2. Rockies with a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. And the payoff to Brad Hopp, and he walked him. First walk. Well, the Cubs' only visit to AT&T Park will be August 9th through the 12th. And there are lots of tickets available. Just go to sfgiants.com, and remember, with dynamic pricing, buy early and save. Here's Barmas. Bumgarner really has been in the stretch the entire game.
Yeah, it's felt like it. And really hasn't got a lot of luck today.
This is a bit unlucky. You're right. Hit foul.
But just keep grinding, keep your team close. That's your job.
And that pitch is high, 1-2. Runner goes. Throw down, not in time.
You call that a ball? Wow, watch this pitch. Breaking ball. Boom. And a great jump by Brad Hopp. So Madison Bumgarner went to sleep a little bit. Hopp took advantage of it. And there's another bad break against Bumgarner. He had a strike 3 on a call breaking ball.
Gets it anyway as Barmas strikes out. And here's Jimenez. Jimenez had an infield hit in the second, and it really played a big part into the Rockies scoring their 2 runs. Bumgarner checks the runner and throws out Jimenez.
Well, it's a simple thing, but it absolutely has to get done. It's a tip for all you young kids. You have a runner at second base or at third base. Come back to the pitcher, check the runner. All you have to do is make him stop. Once he's frozen, go ahead and make your play. And watch Madison Bumgarner make a clean pick. His instincts were to the lead runner. He's frozen. Now you get the out.
Spilborghs with a 2-out double to knock in the first two and only runs in this game. A backdoor breaking ball, and it's 0-1. In tight and low. 2 hits for the Giants, 7 for the Rockies. Rockies had opportunities in every inning. They've had a runner in scoring position in every inning.
Missing down with the breaking ball, and Spilborghs, to his credit, laying off. You always tell the guy's in a pretty good groove if he's looking fastball and he stays on the fastball. In other words, if you throw a breaking ball, he just spits on it. Other guys can't do that even if they're looking fastball.
Sandoval has it. Sandoval in the dirt, and Ishikawa with a nice dig, and that'll end the inning. 2-0 Rockies.
To the 5th, 2-0 Rockies. Time now for Subway Eat Fresh. Ask Krukow. Visit csnbayarea.com. Ask us a question. We're going to answer one a game. This one comes from Ezra from St. Louis. Should Aubrey Huff be getting a serious look for the National League MVP?
Can I answer that?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
And would you like to expound a bit?
It's going to. September usually dictates the MVP.
It does. Always.
Good question, Ezra. Barmas out in shallow right field. Sandoval retired. Here's Renteria. No one can be happier than that guy. Not only because he's here, he's got a couple of fingers to suck on, and he's got a bad hat that somebody put on his head.
He's wearing grandma's hat.
Come on.
Can't be putting grandma's hat on your son. What's up with that?
Grandpa's hat's fine. Strike to Renteria. But you're right, not grandma's. Come on.
But it was a good seat. I have to agree with you on that.
High to Renteria. Giants with just 2 hits. Helton shading his eyes with his glove. 2 outs. And here's Giants pitcher Madison Bumgarner. Lined right at Gonzalez, and that'll end the inning. Helton will lead it off for the Rockies. It remains 2-0 Colorado.
Check out Chronicle Live, presented by Autotrader.com today at 5, and then again tonight at 11. You'll see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Join the very talented Greg Papa as he hosts a Strike Force fighter, a footbag champ, and the irrepressible San Francisco Chronicles Bruce Jenkins. All this and more only on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
There's our guy.
Yep, he's happy. That seat comes with seat belts.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing that pretty soon.
I can't wait.
Here's Todd Helton. So Bacon and Selena live in Reno.
They do.
So how soon will it take before at least Jennifer moves to Reno?
Yeah, she's looking for houses right now.
A quick 0-2 to Helton. Helton singled in the first inning, bounced out in the third. Helton fouls this one back. You and I did a winter luncheon in Reno a couple of years ago. And you knew this and you told me this, but I needed to witness it myself. Huge Giants territory.
Oh, my Lord. Great Giants fans up in Reno.
Helton fouls another one out of play.
Everywhere we go, restaurants or out in the malls or at the grocery store, and folks will come up and they'll start talking ball. And they're good baseball fans. They're watching. They like this team. Well, you played in Reno. That was your first city of professional baseball back in 1972.
Yep.
And you took me to your old yard. What was the name of the field?
It was a shot into center field for Helton. That'll feel pretty good. It was the old Moana Stadium. Moana?
That's a nice at bat. And once again, Bumgarner right back in the stretch. An 0-2 emergency swing to preserve the at bat. And he fought hard to get a good pitch to hit. He gets a good pitch and goes right back up the middle. And that's a textbook AB with 2 strikes.
Well, Gonzalez has not figured out Bumgarner. He struck out twice.
It's going to get some activity now in the Giants bullpen. 85 pitches into this outing for Bumgarner, and all of it seems, has been in the stretch.
0-1. Denny Batista. Tulowitzki on deck. The 0-1 to Gonzalez is high. The dry heat in Denver, the humidity starting tomorrow night. Outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Of all the starts that Bumgarner has, this has been the only start that he really has not been very sharp with his command. He's had to pitch from behind a lot today. And that is very atypical from what we saw in his previous 7 starts.
Hit out into right center field, hit very well, and it is gone. It's 4-0. As Gonzalez finally figures out Bumgarner.
Well, that's what the good ones do. Even if they strike out the first 2 times, they can set up on a pitch. They have the discipline to wait for it, and when they get it, they can do this. You see the eye of the slider. Boom. And the hot part of this yard has always been, since the day this place opened, right center. And that's going to be it. Here comes Bruce Bochy. He's not going to let his baby get beat up.
Second time Gonzalez has hit a home run off of Bumgarner. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back. A 4-0 lead now for the Rockies here in the 5th inning.
There's the line for Madison Bumgarner. 9 hits and 4+. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 4 earned runs on 89 pitches. His afternoon is over, so the Giants are going to have to rally back. And the most he can hope for today is a no decision. Denny Bautista now comes into the ball game. 31st time that he has come in. 2-0 on the year, 42 strikeouts in 32 innings. And he'll try to keep the score right where it is to allow his team a chance to come back.
Tulowitzki, a couple of hits. Time called by Buster Posey. In tight to Tulowitzki, a double in the first. An infield hit in the third. The ball off of Bumgarner's glove. Two and 0. Giants are going to sometime soon go to 12 pitchers. So some of that bullpen's going to have to go. And if you're Denny Bautista, you're still pitching to stay onto this team.
Well, they know the deal, and it's going to get even better than that in regards to competition, as Dan Runsler and Jeremy Affeldt come off the disabled list sometime mid-August. So right now is a great time to have a good outing.
Yes.
But it isn't something that isn't known in that bullpen. Guys down there know exactly what's the deal.
There's a strike.
The quickest way to fall out of favor with your pitching coach and your manager as a bullpen pitcher is to not throw strikes. That is the #1 most offensive thing that you could do. And that has been the main reason why Denny Bautista, with that golden arm, has not had more years in the big leagues. He's not been consistent enough with his command.
3-2. Tulowitzki on the ground to Renteria. Renteria, an off-balance throw in time to get Tulowitzki.
Nice play. So a nice comeback for Bautista.
So here's Mora, 1 for 2. And the first pitch is high. Bumgarner, when 4+, allowed 9 hits. Buster Posey did what I would do on a lot of those.
Well, I mean, you don't often see a catcher have Gumby shoulders, but that was definitely a time. You get 97 at one hop in. You don't know where it's going to hit.
No.
You throw your glove out there and hope it finds a pocket. It did.
This is not 2 strikes on the hitter. 2-1.
All right, let's take a look at the previous pitch. 1-0 fastball, 97. Oh.
He was playing in a game once with Ron Hassey. He did that. And the ball jumped up and hit him right in the ear. And here's the 2-1 pitch. It's fouled out of play. And we were all telling him, we said, well, how is it possible that a catcher could get hit in the ear? You had to have turned your head. Well, his head was looking in the dugout when the ball hit him in the ear. And once we found out that he was okay and his hearing came back,
6 days later,
we laughed really hard.
Yep.
You just never know what you're going to get.
That hurt. This is going to take a while. Rub this one off. Got him in the left knee, and Mora had nowhere to go. Was it the left knee? Yeah. And we're going to watch it in Exmo. It just was a heat seeker. Oh. It's going to take a while. 96. That right there would make you wish you were a soccer player.
Plus, if I'm a hitter, I'm not real happy right now.
No.
If I'm a Giants hitter.
Well, if you're a Giants hitter, you got to think that there may be some retribution involved with this, and you may be the guy that takes it for the team. And that's another problem with playing with a guy who's wild. Is every time he drills somebody like this, the other team feels like they have to respond. Now, did Danny Bautista do it on purpose? No, but the Rockies don't care. We've seen guys break their kneecaps on this type of a ball hitting there in the knee. And that was painful to watch. I can't imagine what it feels like.
So Stewart will run for Mora. And if you're Ionetta, heads up.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with Ubaldo Jimenez. I mean, both guys at times can have a little bit of wildness, and when they do, if you're a right-handed hitter, good luck, because that's where it's going.
Going down to second base is Stewart.
Now, Buster Posey's got to get over this habit. You can't be turning your head. Just can't do it. Dave Brigade going to come out, and this, I'm sure, was by orders of Bruce Bochy.
Yeah, you know what he might be saying? Do not hurt Buster Posey.
Well, that's how you get hurt, though. I mean, your blocking fundamentals is you've got to be over every ball in the dirt. Your chin has to go right into your chest, and you've got to get your body on top of that ball in the dirt. Now, at 97, you don't have a lot of time, but the one thing you do not want to do is get into that habit of turning your head. So hit batsman in a wild pitch, and right now Bautista has no clue where it's going. None clue.
One ball and one strike. Stewart at second. 2 runs in on the Gonzalez home run. And it's 1-2. 4-0 Rockies. And Iannetta gets hit.
Yeah, that was a breaking ball, but still, it reemphasizes the fact that he didn't know where it's going. Breaking ball, and it just hits him in a rather
Hit him in the cup.
bad spot.
Here's Hop. Hop is flied out and he's walked.
I guarantee he did not do that on purpose.
Outside, 1-0.
Still nobody getting loose in the Giants bullpen.
There's a strike to even the count.
And that was, it didn't have to be strike.
One and two. That's that loop you're talking about, where that high fastball is going to get him every time.
Wow. A 1-2 fastball, and I mean, you can't have an easier take. Batista is really struggling for a release point. It is no fun to pitch like that, folks.
It is no fun to hit off a guy like that, folks.
Yeah, but especially when they throw 95 plus.
Runners go, swinging a shot on the ground. Sanchez with a nice play. And here's Barmas. Normally you'd walk Barmas, but with the wildness of Batista, you probably can't feel comfortable doing that. Although Bruce Bochy is going to do it anyway. He's going to challenge Jimenez.
Well, it really is a challenge. You're basically saying, okay, here's the deal. We can get out of this, but you're going to have to bear down and throw some strikes.
So manager challenging pitcher. Barmas 0 for 2. He's popped out and he struck out.
Santiago Casilla getting greased up. Not by much.
A 96-mile-an-hour fastball that Jimenez missed being fair by inches.
Aubrey Huff is playing right on the line of right field and shallow.
Oh, and 2.
And how foul was it? Close.
Batista side retired. 2 runs on the home run by Gonzalez. 4-0 Rockies.
Welcome back to the Coors Light 6th inning. Now it's time for the Coors Light freeze cam right here from Coors Field. We go back to the first inning leadoff hitter in a 2-strike count. Andres Torres swings and fouls it, but it's called strike 3. And that's our Coors Light freeze cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
So Greg Gibson's perfect game was over very quickly.
It was over the first guy. It's not a good omen.
4-0 Rockies. Giants have some work to do, and it'll be the top of the order. Andres Torres. Jimenez with 79 pitches. Ian Stewart stays in the game. He is now at third after pinch running for Melvin Mora. Torres has struck out twice. Comes up empty. Jimenez with 6 strikeouts. He's walked 2. He's walked Burrell twice. Torres has had a hard time against Jimenez. He struck out swinging both times.
Well, this is a big at bat, though. I mean, they're trying to scratch and claw and get back in this ball game. This time through the lineup, they need to put up a number. And for Torres, if he could get on and put Ubaldo into a stretch as he's starting to run his pitch count up, that would be huge. So this at bat is a big one.
And he gets him for the 3rd time. And here's Sanchez.
Curveball right over the top, drops it right down and in to Andres Torres. He gets a swing through Sia and a hat trick.
Pop foul. Helton over. Helton reaching, and he puts it away. Nice play by Todd Helton.
Now he knows his confines, gets over to the railing and leans over, makes a nice grab. Seems like every time we come here, we see him do that 2-3 times. Nice play.
Here's Aubrey Huff. Yeah, he does seem to do that all the time. Huff's 1 for 2. There's a strike. Harris has done a pretty good job this year of just not cashing it in after 2 outs.
Well, he does what every good hitter does. He takes every at bat personal.
Helton can't get it as he lines it down the right field line. Huff is going to challenge Hop. Hop's got a good arm, and it'll be a double.
Well, that's why he's a good hitter. Well, Aubrey Huff in a 2-out situation, raking one down the line, and you're going to find him safe at second, safe and secure. New York life. Even challenging the great arm of Brad Hop.
Mastroposi has flied out twice.
This time through the lineup, so important just for the mental makeup of the Giants dugout. And Huff's giving them some hope here with 2 outs.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. .93 pitches now for Jimenez.
Well, they will extend him. I mean, he can go 120, 125 pitches. They've done that and beyond.
Posey, base hit. Here comes Aubrey Huff. Buster Posey's got an RBI double, and it's 4-1.
And once again, with 2 quick outs, the Giants come up big with a back-to-back double with Huff and now Posey. We're going to make Posey's double the Dodge Ram drive of the game. How money has he been? Just going opposite way, as we've seen him use that right center field gap so many times. A mistake to location from Ubaldo Jimenez. He jumps all over it, and the Giants are on the board, and that's exactly what they had to do this time through. Dodge Ram drive of the game. Bob Apodaca, the pitching coach for the Rockies, out to talk to Jimenez. And Giants have a chance to do a little more. So Huff keeping things going. A big swing of the bat with 2 outs.
Burrell has walked twice.
Huff's had good swings against him. Or Burrell, rather. Burrell's had 2 walks. He's seen him well.
And that fastball is high.
And Burrell, like any other hitter, I mean, he can get streaky, and he's in a good streak right now.
Burrell asks for time with Ishikawa on deck. Back-to-back doubles here in the 6th inning. They've given the Giants their first run of the game. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here it is to Burrow. Ooh, 3-1.
Ooh, close pitch. And Burrow's done that in the previous 2 at bats when he had walks. Similar pitches. I mean, he's seen them well. That's a great pitch, 1-2. Not that great 2-1.
Popped them up. It's Iannetta. Side retired. Giants on the board. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. 4-1 Rockies.
Giants baseball is brought to you by Farmers Insurance. To find your local Farmers agent, call 800-FARMERS today. By Xfinity, the next generation in home entertainment. Now available in the Bay Area and coming soon to the Central Valley. And by Verizon, the signal is yours. Wield it to transmit anything you want. Verizon.
Here's our McDonald's game summary. 4-1 Colorado. Bumgarner went 4. Huff's got a couple of hits. Jimenez has been outstanding, and Gonzalez has a 2-run home run. And that's our McDonald's game summary. Batista to face Spilbors here in the bottom of the 6th. Spilbors almost gets hit.
So you say taking it at bat against this guy is not much fun?
I mean, you're thinking about not getting hit as opposed to hitting the ball. But you got to be mentally tough to stay in there. 2 balls and 1 strike. There's effectively wild, and then there's scary wild.
Well, he's scary wild. Ooh, it got him in the shoulder. This is going to take a little while. I mean, it's just like getting hit by a pitch. Look at the right shoulder. And I don't care that you have pads there. They don't do a whole lot of good if you catch you right on the shoulder point. That is painful.
Or where were you, Arizona, when that pad got knocked off?
Yeah. Just takes your breath away. You wonder how many at-bats catchers give up a year because of dings to their shoulder, to their hands.
Two and 2 to Spilborghs. You got him. First strikeout for Batista. Here's Helton.
Well, you take a shoulder hit like that, it'll definitely question as to whether or not you chose the right position. Who was the scariest at bat you ever faced?
Scariest at bat?
Yeah, like scary wild at bat.
No balls and 1 strike. Out of play. I think the scariest at bat I had was in AAA All-Star game in Oklahoma City, where the All-Stars played the Houston Astros, and J.R. Richards started under bad lights.
And he was right-handed. And you were a left-handed hitter. Yeah, he was scary. Remember Roy Thomas?
I do.
Roy Thomas was the scariest at bat in the history of scary at bats. He's kind of built like Denny Bautista.
Helton gone.
It seemed like about every 5th pitch he'd fly that left shoulder out and drag his right arm, and it would just go and just heat seek right into a right-handed hitter.
Well, minor leagues is tough because organizations sign guys because they throw hard, not because they have great control. There's the strikeout pitch.
Right between the knees. Nice pitch. You're right. The minor leagues they got a lot of hard throwers down there that don't know where it's going with bad lights. Although it's getting harder to find bad lights.
Well, they've done some great jobs around the minor leagues. Absolutely. Gonzalez, 2-run home run in the 5th. Hammers another one deep to right field, and he's done it again. His 2nd of the game, and it's back to a 4-run lead for the Rockies.
Home run number 23 for Gonzalez. Challenge fastball out of the play at the belt. And the guys who have power look for mistakes up. And They got out of here in a hurry.
Here's Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki, a couple of hits. One and two. Remember, Tulowitzki was hit on the wrist, where he spent almost 2 months on the DL with a broken wrist. So this can't be too comfortable for him. Two and two. Torres back. Andres Torres at the wall. Gone. Back to back. Tulowitzki hits his 10th of the year.
The problem with a guy who's wild is that when he does find the strike zone, it's not always going to be in a good place. A pretty much T-ball location gift to Tulowitzki, and he says thank you very much. It looked like Andres Torres trying to run through that wall to try and catch that ball.
Don't get hurt. Buster Posey coming back, and it's just out of play.
Tulowitzki home run and Exmo. Watch the location. Right out above the bell, out over the middle. He backspins it right out towards the middle of the diamond, and he shows you that he's got some power. 10th home run of the year for Tulowitzki.
Batista started out this inning by striking out Spilborghs and Helton. This is Stewart's first at bat. Drive, base hit for Stewart. And here's Chris Iannetta.
And here comes Bruce Bochy.
So Santiago Casillas coming in when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. (6-1) Rockies is we're still in the 6th inning. Santiago Casillas replaces Batista.
Well, let's take a look at his numbers. 28th time he's come in for the Giants this year. 31 strikeouts and 23 2/3. And I don't think it's happened too often in Denny Batista's career where he's left the ball game and the guy comes in after him throws harder. And that's the case with Casillas. But he is also a guy that has fallen victim to some walks. 18 walks at 23 2/3. And he has struggled of late trying to find the strike zone. Nate Sherholtz comes in on the double switch. He'll play right field. Aubrey Huff moves over to left.
Rockies have had 17 base runners in this game. Iannetta has been on base twice. Runner goes. Posey's throw is on the money, and Stewart is thrown out. That was a bullet.
That was a bullet.
2 runs for the Rockies. 6-1 Colorado. (6-1) Rockies as we go to the 7th inning. For Jimenez, he'll be facing Ishikawa, Sandoval, and Renteria. Ishikawa is 0 for 2.
That was pitch number 100 on the afternoon for Jimenez.
Base runners. Any way the Giants can get them. Out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Hand on deck. Chalking up. You look at Ubaldo Jimenez, he kind of reminds you of Steve Bedrosian if you look at his stirrups and the way he wears his socks.
That brought through hard.
Threw real hard. Good hard fastball, good hard slider, and lots of guts. That's the look right there. It reminds us of Steve Bedrosian.
Ishikawa bounces this one foul.
Roberto Kelly making a rare play.
He doesn't go after it unless he's 100% sure he's going to grab it.
Yeah, and his hands are warm, and he doesn't have to bend over. There's a list of criteria that it has to be met before he makes a play.
Ishikawa out swinging. 8th strikeout.
Change it. That was dirty. Well, Friday, August 13th, Giants taking on the Padres. It's a 7:15 start. Oh yeah, it is Orange Friday, and it's the first ever Jazz Fest at AT&T Park, celebrating African American arts and culture. A $20 special event ticket will get you access to the pregame Jazz Festival. For tickets to African American Heritage Night, call 415-972-2298, or you can go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Sandoval has struck out and he's popped out. Jimenez with 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, both walks to Pat Burrell. There's a strike.
Two groundouts, 8 flyouts, and 8 strikeouts.
Two and two. Good pitch.
Jimenez trying to match a season record in the Rocky organization. The most any starting pitcher has ever had wins in the season is 17.
He is 4-4 lifetime against the Giants. 2-2 pitch. High to Sandoval. Got him.
Sandoval not in agreement with that call, strike 3 from Gibson. I'm not sure if he thought it was outside or if it was high, but he did not like the call. It was strikeout number 9 for Jimenez.
Renteria high down the right field line, and it's out of play. Brad Hopp over. Renteria's 0 for 2. Giants have 4 hits in the game. Sanchez has a hit. Huff has a pair of hits, and Buster Posey has an RBI double. Two balls and 1 strike. Brad Hopp drifting over, under, side retired here in the 7th. It remains 6-1 Colorado.
I'm Dave Benz in the Comcast Sportsnet studios. Join FP Santangelo and I for postgame live following the game. Then Sportsnet Central tonight. We'll take you to Niners training camp in Santa Clara. We'll look at the wild card race. Oh yeah, and then there was this history in Yankee Stadium as A-Rod gets home run number 600, the youngest ever to join the 600 club. Let's get you back out to Denver, guys.
All right, Dave. Here it's 6-1 Colorado. Eli Whiteside is now behind the dish. Is Casilla. Through 1 pitch, and Stewart was thrown out trying to steal. So he's back facing Iannetta, who's 1 for 2 in the game. One ball and 1 strike. Hop to follow, and then Barmes. Hit out into center field. Andres Torres comes in. 1 out.
Nice pitch. Got in tight nicely on Iannetta, and he's not an easy guy to jam. He's got a quick bat middle end.
Brad Hopp is 0 for 3, or checked at 0 for 2. He drew a walk in the 4th inning. Tardy, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Rockies with a fantastic home record. They're 35-19.
I think it's one of the great home field advantages in all of baseball. And they've done that for a long time.
Torres now moves back. 2 outs. They've played, coming into this game, they played 106 games, of which 54 of them have been at home. They're about to head out on a road trip. They're going to Pittsburgh for 4, starting tomorrow. Outside to Barmas. So for a while, this schedule is in the Rockies' favor. Barmas fouls it off his foot. It's a ball and a strike. But I'll say this about the Pirates. They came into Coors Field on this homestand, and they took 2 out of 3.
There's no easy game, and for teams that are contending, you're playing a team that isn't contending. Well, guess what? That series, you're their playoffs.
Ishikawa will take this himself, and that'll retire the side. Nice inning for Santiago Casilla. It's still 6-1 Rockies.
Well, the Cubs make their only visit to AT&T next week when the Giants come home. And you want to ask, what's the dynamic deal of the week? Well, let me tell you. If you reserve left field tickets for all 4 games versus the Cubs, August 9th through the 12th, for only $12. That's right, 12 bungeros. To take advantage of the dynamic deal of the week or to purchase tickets to any Giants game, go to sfgiants.com. And that Monday game, it's supposed to be Carlos Zambrano on the hill for the Cubs. So lots to see as Chicago makes their only trip to San Francisco. Hope to have you out there and enjoy this pennant race for the Giants.
(6-1) as it starts to cloud up. Gonzalez is now in left. Fowler in center. And Spilbor's in right. Belle to Sherholtz, and Sherholtz takes a strike. Sherholtz pulls this one in the Rockies dugout.
As we look at the numbers for Belle, he's really been a solid arm for the Rockies. Look at the strikeouts to walks. 66 strikeouts against 12 walks. He's allowed 68 runners in 64 innings. That is a good year. And the way he does it is with big-time sink. Goes low to mid-90s, slider, curveball, changeup. He's got all 4. And he can throw a ground ball and strike you out. That is a commodity.
Here's Andres Torres, who struck out 3 times in this game. Jimenez goes 7 and he strikes out 9. Good afternoon for the ace of this Rockies team.
Well, the thing about Ubaldo Jimenez today is the way that he used his specialty pitches off the fastball. You come into a ball game facing Ubaldo Jimenez, and in the back of your mind, you're thinking 95, 98 mile an hour fastballs, get it started early. And then it seemed like every fastball count he had today, he stayed away from it, threw a slider, a changeup. Mixed it up well.
A 4-strikeout afternoon for Torres. Fowler got injured the day before the Giants got into town on Sunday, and this, some say, was a game-saving catch.
Really hit the wall at a very tough angle. This momentum coming down the wall, and it hurt his ribs.
Worried that they were going to have to put him on the disabled list, but Sanchez shoots one to right field. Second hit for Freddie Sanchez. But Fowler avoids the DL. Here's Aubrey Huff. Aubrey Huff 2 for 3 off of Jimenez. And he takes one wide.
One big swing of the bat, and the Giants mentally would think they're right back in this game. But it has to happen right now.
There's a strike at the knees. Huff has got his average now to .313. Topper near the bag. Tulowitzki, side retired. Bottom of the 8th coming up, 6-1 Rockies. Well, Major League Baseball has just announced that Buster Posey, the National League Player of the Month, the National League Rookie of the Month. You take a look at those numbers, and one of the reasons the Giants had such a great July, because of that man right there.
Now, he absolutely earned those honors, and it is no surprise that he has been honored in this regard, because he really has been a standout player at this level. And the Giants got incredibly hot when he got hot. Today, the only run that the Giants have been able to put on the board was a 2-out opposite field double that scored Aubrey Huff. So congratulations to Buster Posey.
Guillermo Mota is in the ball game.
That is his body of work this season. 43rd time he's come in, 1-3. Last outing he had was a very emotional save over the weekend against the Dodgers, where he retired to the last 5 outs of the game, 3 by way of strikeouts.
Here's Fowler. Fowler pops the first pitch up down the left field line. Sandoval will put it away. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Pablo Sandoval can cover some ground going down that line to left field.
Again.
Nice play. And of course, it helps to have a world-class pop-up to be able to run down there and get under. And that was up there a while.
Here's Spilborghs. For a while, Spilborghs had the biggest hit of the game. A double that knocked in 2 runs in the 2nd inning. Madison Bumgarner, who went 4 innings, really was in trouble every inning. And he ended up leaving the game after Carlos Gonzalez hit a 2-run home run off of him in the 5th inning. Freddie Sanchez on to Travis Ishikawa, 2 outs. And Helton will hit for the 5th time. Helton has a pair of singles. The one single right before the Gonzalez home run in the 5th. High with a fastball, 1-0. Next time the Giants will see Colorado will be at home at the very end of this month. And they also come here one more time at the end of September. So 6 more games left with the Rockies. You were looking at the Rockies schedule. A lot of games for them against the Dodgers.
They've got 12 games left against Los Angeles.
Two and 2 to Todd Helton.
That's a lot of games left with one team. When you consider that this is game number 107, that's 55 games left in their schedule, and 12 of them against the Dodgers. Wow.
So that means they've only played them in 2 series.
Yep. The schedule could definitely get weird at times. The last team that they play is St. Louis. That's how the Rockies end their season, with 4 games on the road in St. Louis. The Giants, who have not seen Chicago yet, will see the Cubs the next homestand the first 4 games, and then they don't travel to Chicago until the last road trip of the year, September 21st through the 23rd. And usually the last month is set up for you to play within your division, but the unbalanced schedule has created a few quirks.
Well, you just would figure that the last series would be against the team in your division.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen that before. It's a little odd, and the Rockies are on the road in St. Louis. The Giants end up at home this year. The last 6 games will be 3 against Arizona, and they won at the last 3 games against the Padres. So, I mean, the schedule makers have got it all set up that if it comes down to a matchup between the Padres and the Giants, it'll be the last 3 games of the year, which would be fun.
Helton lifts one out to left field. And Aubrey Huff will put it away to end the inning. 9th inning coming up. Giants have lots of work to do. 6-1 Colorado.
Well, a reminder to check out Sportsnet Central tonight at 6 p.m. Join Dave Benz and Jamie Sire as they recap this one. They'll do A's Royals highlights, and they'll update the 49ers in their camp. Tonight, 6 p.m. at Sportsnet Central, only on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
(6-1) Colorado. Rafael Betancourt is the new pitcher. And it'll be Whiteside, Rowan, and then Ishikawa.
There you see his numbers. Look at the strikeouts to walks. And this is a strike thrower. 49 strikeouts against 5 walks. A remarkable ratio. Almost 10-1. 43 hits allowed in 38 2/3. And Betancourt is basically a 2-pitch guy. He's going to give you a fastball, low to mid-90s, and a slider. But you know you're going to get strikes.
Whiteside batting for the first time. A .250 hitter. Giants will take a walk. There's Rowan. The 2-0 to Whiteside is a strike. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
But you're right. They take a walk. They take a bloop. They take a hit batsman. They would take a runner anywhere they could get it.
Whiteside pops this one back. It's 2-2. Tomorrow night, a 4-game series in Atlanta. Atlanta is hosting the Mets tonight. We're due to arrive at 10:30 into Atlanta. Just about the time that ball game probably being let out. Whiteside shoots one foul. Every game in Atlanta that's being televised, which is all 4 of them, right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
Atlanta playing good ball. They are on top of the National League East.
Two and 2 to Whiteside. Just outside. In that East, they're being chased by the Phillies. Phillies are 2 games back. They're starting to play pretty good baseball. No Howard, no Utley. But a pretty good pitching staff. Payoff pitch, here it is to Eli Whiteside, and Whiteside out swinging. Is the Giant to strike out today. So here's Rowan. Rowan at 252. And he fouls this one out of play.
94-mile-an-hour fastball challenge.
Right down the middle of the plate with good velocity. I was hoping maybe we'd get in a little earlier into Atlanta and you and I could check out a couple of innings.
You're a funny guy. Well, if you time it just right, we'll hit game traffic. Perfect.
0-2. Ballpark situated right in between the airport and downtown Atlanta. A little closer to downtown than the airport, but nevertheless, you got to go right by it.
It's a good town. Atlanta's a good town. There are no bad towns in the National League. Fastball payoff pitch right at the knees, inside corner. And Rowan is struck out. 2 strikeouts for Betancourt.
That when you say that, it sounds like you're thinking maybe there are bad towns in the American League.
No.
Okay, I just want to clarify that.
There are no bad towns in the big leagues.
That's
Period.
what I'm talking about.
But I just haven't spent that much time over there. You know what I mean? I gotta spend a little more time than like once every 5 years going to a city.
Ishikawa down the left field line, and that is going to be a foul ball.
But I mean, in the last several years, I got a chance to see Boston for the first time.
Yeah.
Kansas City for the first time. Cleveland for the first time. Detroit. I'd never seen those cities before.
Ishikawa trying to extend this game. And he'll take it low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Two and 1 to Ishikawa. Panda would like to hit. He's on deck. He's cheering mightily for Travis Ishikawa.
That's some paint right there. Nice pitch, location-wise. And that's what Betancourt does. I mean, he's got exceptional command.
Over 37,000 here this afternoon. Most standing. And Ishikawa waves at a pitch in the dirt, and that's the ball game as Betancourt strikes out the side. So the Rockies even up this series. Both teams with a split, and the Giants now will head to Atlanta.
Well, just a little bit too much Ubaldo Jimenez today, and the Giants come in here and get a split. I'm sure they're disappointed in it, but still the momentum is good as they head to Atlanta.
So it'll be Jimenez with his 17th win. Bumgarner takes the loss. He's now 4-4. 6-1 is your final. Stay tuned. Giants postgame live starts right now.